that music because I felt like it was just so loud. You couldn't hear me talking, and I'm still taller than you. So, I'm still taller than you too, so don't forget that. Don't forget it! Okay, go first. And we're still talking about the word, what's the word?
Yummy.
Yummy. So I really want you to be yummy with your tendu because I think it's a skill that people forget to think about. You know what? I don't even want to do these lines. I want to make a circle real quick. Let's make a circle and hold hands. Good. And I want to talk about what your yummiest tendu in life. Let's move over closer so I don't have to yell and scream so everybody can hear me. I am actually teaching, not just playing. But so, what do you think of a tendu, Brian? What do you think? What are all the actions that are happening when you're doing that?
You are initiating with your heel and you're pushing against the floor.
Yes.
To your fullest extent, like you're going through butter.
Yes. Now I like that, and I love the thing that I like about what you said was you said initiating with the heel. Sometimes people don't think about that because when you initiate with the heel, sometimes it helps ensure that that turnout is happening, which we all need to work on all the time, even me. So our shoes are off, and I really want to see this happening. I really want to see not just you coming to this point. I really want to see you go through the balls of the feet to the toe because I didn't just see you do that. Did you realize you didn't do it? And it's easy to forget. I forget. But when you're doing your tendu, that's what I really want you to be thinking about all the time. All the time, okay? So let's make our circle. And let me see if I can see your feet. I can kind of see your feet. Okay. Well, let's think about that. Let's just do it on our own together. So think about initiating with your heel. So what does that look like? Initiating with your heel, right? And then your flat, and toes, and then tippy toes. Good. Come up and come down. Now, Zion, I want you to turn your heel out. So when I said initiate with the heel, that means that your heel should be presented. So present that heel. What do you think that means? That means that the heel is here because you're really working turned out, and all that is happening up here. But if you think about it, the string is pulling your heel, then it's helping maintain your turnout. So initiating with the heel, then to your toe, and then when you come back, now as you're here, I see some of you crunching down. Don't forget that you're still pulling, pushing this down, but pulling it from here. So if you're initiating with the heel, when you come back, what are you initiating with? Yes, because it's opposite, right? So now, first when you were doing your tendu, this was pulling. Now you're pulling this way, maintaining that turnout. Does that make sense? It's hard. It is really hard to think about all those things. Does anybody think it's hard, or is it just me? It's just me? Okay. Go to the bar, and I want you to practice that on your own. I really want you to, I don't want you to think about what I'm looking at or anything like that. I really want you to work on going all the way. What does tendu mean? It means to stretch, right? So, oh, Zion, you just went from a flat foot just to your point of your toe. I want you to go all the way through your feet. Yes, all the way through your feet. Okay? Does that make sense? Now, think about initiating with your toe coming back. Don't just try your dominant side. Make sure you're trying both sides. And the whole time, make sure that you're lifting and pulling and engaging. Good. Now, when you're pointing your toe, this is what I don't want to happen. Come back over here. Let's go back to Miss China's workshop. So, point. I want you to point at that window and say, look at that tree over there. Everybody say, look at that tree over there. Look at that tree over there. Okay, good, you're pointing. I know exactly what you're talking about. Oh, hi, Lena. We're looking at that tree over there, right? So you point like this. Does anybody go like this? Look at that tree over there. They think you're crazy. For the people at home, I'm doing this. So you don't point like this because that the toes doing, look at my point out here. This is not a point. This is a point, right? So your toe cannot do this. Now, take your hands out, ball up your fist, and bring your wrist down. And I've shown you this before, but you feel the pain. It's a lot better when you're elongating your joints. Bring your wrist down. No pain, right? Because everything is connected in your body. So if your toe is pointing, and then once you do that lovely push, and then you start curling your toes, there's pain that's happening there that is not necessary. So don't curl up your toes, because this is just not a good way to dance, right? Not ballet, at least. Maybe further. Okay. Go back, and I want you to think about that again, because I want to see your tendu again without curly toes. No curly toes. Try it again. Now remember, you're initiating the movement from your heel. Imagine someone's pulling. Bring it back. Really think about your turnout. Good. Yeah, really good. But you know what? I really want you to, nobody's doing it. Come sit down. Hi. Who's clapping? Come on, sit down. Okay. So, all right, we're still good. Because this is important, video or not. Moving forward for next season, we have some things that we have to understand about our feet. And I want you to reach your toes and the ball of your feet. Make sure your back is nice. But let me have one foot at a time. Come on over here. Okay, so go ahead and point your foot. So remember when I talked about crunching your toes? Think about making these toes long. Does that make sense? Don't crunch them. Now point. Point your foot, not your toes. You're still crunching. Now that's a hard skill because we just naturally want to do that. Try to make your toes long. Do y'all see the difference between this and this? Do y'all see that? Do both for me. And I want you to feel the difference between crunching your toes and not crunching your toes. So point your foot and then point. And do you feel the pain? Now crunch your toes while you point, which is what a lot of people have been doing. Do you feel the difference? It's not necessary. Now, we want our toes to be really malleable, like kitty paws, like little kitty feet. So when you're doing your tendu, I really want you to think about soft toes, okay? So where you're rolling all the way through. Go do it one more time, and then we'll just transition. Then we'll actually do some tendu. But I really want the feet to be neat feet. Take your time. Take your time with that. Go back, Zion. Keep growing. You know when your toes are, I want you to roll through every little bone. Pushing, sliding. Now, you guys don't have shoes on, so it's a little sticky, but does that make sense? Ava, what do you think about your toes? What do you think they're doing from my perspective? They look a little crunchy. Yeah, think about that. And then don't let this bottom half of your body take over. You're still doing this. It all has to connect. Okay? Everything has to connect. Okay? I feel like there's something not going on in here. Okay? All right. How did that go? Did you do this other side? Okay, let's go. Let's go on out. Let's do some tendus. I hope that makes sense for everybody's mind and body. Does it? Yes. I'm going to see you happy. And then scoot back, ladies. Scoot back this way and scoot over. Okay, so I want you to give me tendus on the quad. I want a tendu devant, a tendu classical, a tendu derrière, and one more classical, right? And I want you to do it with your arms with a portico, okay? And I want you to think about that. And even though your arms are moving and your legs are moving, I want you to think about what I just said about those feet, okay? I'm not going to use music, so you have to connect with me and mine. How are you? Here we go. 5, 6. I still want you to do a regular prep. So if I say 5, 6, what's happening next? You can do a little prep like this. Or you can sneeze really quietly. Okay, here we go. Really think about your backs and your bodies and your fingertips and your arms and your ears and your nose and your puff and your twist. Think of everything. Everything is dancing. So make your ears dance. Make your fingers dance. Really, I want to see energy through your hands. Okay, here we go. 5, 6, and a 7, and a 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6. I said use a quarter bar, start all over. 5, 6, 7, and 8, and a 1, 2, and we don't know what we're doing. Let's do that again. So if we're going to time do devant, the arms are going to come up to high fifth, right? So imagine that you're in this huge bubble, and your bubble's going to be way up here. You're going to try to touch the top of your bubble. Fill your whole bubble. And don't let your shoulders crunch your ears. Okay, here we go. 5, 6, arms and feet together, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. And let's try that again. So when you time to devant, you come up. And wait, do I know what I'm doing? 5, 6, 7, and 8. Let's do one arm back. Okay? Let's do one. Okay? 5, 6, and this is why I need money, so I can come to New York and learn everything. Try that again. So sorry. Not my best day. Don't hold that against me. 5, and a 6, and 7, and 8, and 1, and 2, time do 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Frankie, come to the front. Let's switch this around. Little waist. Move to the back. There we go. 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and time to reach and in. Let's go back. Let's stop for a second. Okay, we need to start over. Scoot down, Elena, so that you have some room. Go to your tandu asana. So I'm still feeling like I'm seeing this crunch in your toes, and I still feel like you can work your turnout more. Now, this means nothing if you're turning out this side of your body. This side has to be turned out too. So I really want you to think about that. Rotate from the hips. No arms. Let's keep our arms in segment. Okay? 5, 6, 7, and 8. Time do and close. And time do and close. Good. There. Stop! Freeze right there. Hold your tandu. Now, what's this spot doing right here? It has to be turned out. It always stays turned out. So, let's just rotate. Now, think about your toes. Give her some support. Hold on. Hold on to you for a second. Okay, now fix these toes. Good. You're getting down. You have to really rotate. Rotate. You have to turn out. So yes, even more. Wash your toes. Good. And still, even still there, Elena. No, Elena. Paris, you're still initiating. If you're going to the back, what are you initiating with? Your heel or your toe? Your toe. Because you can't initiate with your heel to the back, right? You're initiating with your toe going outside. Really working to maintain that turnout. That's the hardest one to do right there. And you know why it's so hard? Because then if you're still thinking about, let's go to the bar for a second. And I want you to do your tandu derriere. And I want your toes to be the last thing. The last yummy. And you have to turn out. Because I feel like you just went, this is what your foot did. Paris. You went, instead of juicy, yummy. Okay? So try that again. You have to turn out. You have to stay engaged. Now, when you're coming back from your tandu derriere, what is initiating the movement? What's pulling forward? movement is happening from different places. Okay, that's all of our lesson for tendus. Let's move forward on something else, okay? Because I'm really getting excited about these feet right now.